Hello and welcome back to the University Speaking Podcast. And now this feels very, very good to say, live from Epic Universe. Wow, great start today. It's only, I don't know what time it is. Still nearly back in a mission, I think. Must be getting towards 9 a.m, I reckon now, maybe just after. Honestly, an unbelievable start today already. The magic has started already. I've already had that universal magic. Can you say magic? Because that's what they use down the road. Anyway, I've had the magic already. I hope you can hear me, but if not, enjoy the sounds of Celestial Park and Stardust Races. I actually missed the first bus to Epic, which I know that is poor from me. However, there was one just behind, and it left virtually straight away, even with it not being that full. So that was all fine. But I was nearer to I wasn't at the front of EPA, so I failed. There goes Stardust. If you can hear it or not, hear the screams. I opted to go for House Train Dragon first, and I wanted to do Hiccup's Wing Gliders. And this is where the magic started. So everyone was heading towards Battle of the Ministry. Everyone was going to Wizarding World Paris, and I get it, to get on Battle. But no one was going to Alaberk. Literally no one. Very, very few people. So much so that I was second on Hiccup's Wing Gliders in the park. Me and this other guy, front row, straight away at like 8:05 a.m. And I underestimated that ride. Obviously, people that listen to the podcast know that I was a bit underwhelmed. It's a lot faster than I remember. I didn't remember it being that fast. So yeah, I was wrong. I can admit that. I was a little bit wrong about that. And the music was amazing. So good. But then this is where, again, the crazy stuff happens. It was very quiet, granted, but the team members, again, shout out Gabriel. Gabriel, the absolute legend, who, again, long story short, basically just said, you can ride it as much as you want. Just come off the exit and then go down the middle. It's like a gate. But he said, just go down there, do it as many times as you want. So I said, I'll take you up on that offer, Gabriel. Why not? When someone offers you something like that, who am I to say no? So yeah, in the end, I did it 5 times. And again, the craziest part was probably in the middle of the 5. So I was on the back row. They gave me the choice every time: where do you want to sit, front, back, middle. So when I was on the back row, I think it was after my third ride, he said, just stay there. Like, it was that quiet. They just let me stay on the ride. So we pulled into the station after I'd ridden it already, and Gabriel goes, just stay there, you're fine. Which feels illegal and everyone's getting off. And people are looking at you, but it was an amazing experience. So yeah, I did it 5 times, front row twice, back row thrice, back row 3 times. There goes Stardust. I underestimated that ride. That has gone back up in my rankings. It was so much faster than I remember. I don't know what I was thinking last year, but yeah, very, very good ride. It's got a real big punch to it. It is a mini Hagrid's. It is a mini Hagrid's, so no, that was so much fun. And then Stardust was only 10 minutes, so I thought, being that guy now, why not? So hopped foot over to Celestial Park and Stardust Races. I got near the front. I chose yellow side, just to ease me in a little bit. Almost at the front, virtually a walk on until the ride went down. Again, just for anyone watching, by the way, audio listeners won't see this, but I'm absolutely melting. You can see the sweat. I can feel it running down my face right now. It is. I mean, I am sat in the sun, so that's an interesting choice on my behalf. But yeah, a bit of sweat on my lip there. Got to keep it real. It's in my eye now. Yeah, so it broke down. I think someone might have lost a shoe or something might have dropped off a rider's. I don't know. I think someone lost something because they were looking kind of under the tracks. So we were probably waiting 20, 25 minutes, maybe 30 max. So I was getting a little bit nervous, but I mean, I got to see the flux capacitors more. Got to look at the load station a little more. Now sweat is running off my nose. And again, I think I underestimated the load station. It is extremely cool. Like, it is a cool load station, I will say. When you pull in down the little slope, special. But yeah, I got on the ride. It was very fun. It's so many like hills, and obviously you get that feeling in your stomach more on Stardust than Velocicoaster. I still stand by Velocicoaster is more thrilling, but those launches on Stardust and the hills, so I think Stardust is more fun. Don't get me wrong, I was still scared. There's a couple of sections near the end of the ride in which I have to duck. Like, I feel like I'm going to go flying into the part of the track. Well, that's what being told us here. But no, loved it. I'm going to do green, but not just yet. I think it's time to go and see Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. I've waited long enough. Catch up later on. Hello again from Epic Universe. Just checking back in. I think the last time I spoke to you, I'd just done Stardust races. After then, I went back to my beloved Darkmoor, beloved Dark Universe. I actually bumped into Sabrina, who I saw yesterday, early back mission. I saw her, so we got a few pictures, and that's good because I'm actually wearing my, for the visuals, Frankenstein t-shirt today. Big Frankenstein on the back, so I wanted a picture of me facing the manor with the back of my shirt, and she got some insanely good pictures. So yeah, happy with that. Great to catch up with her a little more because obviously EPA is EPA. So yeah, and obviously back on my favourite ride, Monsters Unchained. I think it's top. I think it's claimed it. I think it's grabbed top spot for me. It's so good. It is incredibly. I mean, there's nothing for me to say. I can't say anything else really. I've said it all before. It just blows me away every time. It's I have no words. There's nothing new for me to say. Again, this is why I don't vlog per se, but yeah, it was so good to be back on that ride. And again, I'd forgotten how good it is. I've forgotten how amazing it all is. The first Igor was down, and the last Dracula was down. Other than that, perfect. I'd forgotten how good the creature animatronic is. Insanely good the way it throws you forward, down towards that. Incredible. I mean, the mummy. I forgot how unbelievable the mummy animatronic is. It's huge. How did I forget? To be fair, I say how can I forget that, but I can also understand how I forget that because there is so much going on that attraction. It is just, yeah, it's out of this world. So I was so happy to be back on that ride and just in awe again. That's the word of the trip at the minute. I'm just in awe of everything. Yeah, did the standby. It was like 5 minute wait. Obviously all the pre-shows, and of course I had to do it again single rider. I only did it twice. So far. There's still time. Give it time, folks. But yeah, I'm already burnt. It's not gone well. But yeah, after Monsters, I remember that obviously I got my shirt on. It'd be rude for me not to meet Frank and Bride, and I do feel like this meet and greet is very hidden away. Like you could easily miss it if you aren't aware of it. But if anyone isn't sure, it's kind of adjacent to the bathrooms on the left as you walk through Darkmoor, like the opening part. It's on the left, but like I said, it is hidden. It's not. There's no signs or anything really. So just bear that in mind if you do want to meet them because it was so good. He liked my shirt as I thought he would. Yeah, fantastic meet and greet. Really is. It really is amazing. And after that, I just went to one of my favourite places to eat here at Epic Universe, Meteor Astro Pub. Another very nice burger. Got chunky chips like we have back in the UK. Very nice. And also that gave me some time just to unwind for about 75, 80 minutes, charge my phone up, catch up with people on Instagram. And for the people watching on YouTube, again, it's not a vlog, so I'd probably recommend you actually listening to this rather than watching this. But if you do prefer to watch it, I'm currently sat near Atlantic in Celestial Park under an umbrella, thankfully. Although it is still 4,000 degrees. It's so hot in Celestial Park. But just watching the fountain do its thing. This place, when the sun is shining, the blue skies. I mean, just look at the flowers, everything. It is just a tremendous piece of theme park creation. It is all just magnificently done. Just look how beautiful it is. Again, every one of those people, if you're watching, just shouting, stop talking because the sounds, the sights, the water, it is just absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's about it. And I'll catch up with you again a bit later. Not too sure what the plan is now. Maybe chain ride monsters again. I'm avoiding Nintendo because I'm just not bothered. I think currently Mario Kart's a 2 hour wait. Minecart is a 2.5 hour wait. I'm not. I've got no real desire to go into that portal. No rush anyway. I'm sure I will do, but like I've got no rush. 'Cause it's very overstimulating for me, and I know that's not just me. I know a lot of people feel the same way, but especially going in now when it's hot. I'll maybe go in a bit later, depending on how I feel. But yeah, obviously the rides I'm not desperate to do, and I've not been to Wizard of World Paris yet, so I think Battle of the Ministry was like a 90-minute wait, but single rider could potentially be kind of half of that, if not even more. So may go check that out. But Monsters, I do want to meet Captain Cacao. That is next on the list. That is next on the list. So yeah, I'm gonna just try not get burnt too much. So catch up with you in a little bit. So it's about 4:20 p.m. now. I'm just sat by the fountain in front of Helios, um, watching the world go by. Because again, not to rub it in to people that are in America who can't obviously get this ticket type. I've got 14-day limited to Epic Universe, so I don't need to rush around and do everything in one day, which is nice. I'm just sat here. I've never actually sat on this grass area in Celestial Park, so it's actually nice. The sun's kind of gone behind the clouds, which it's starting to rain a little bit, but you know what? It's nice. It's nice. Uh, Cue for it to absolutely start thrashing it down any second now. And I've said that. Because it was when I spoke to you last, I was melting. So I think beforehand I was heading back to that universe, of course, for more Monsters Unchained, of course. Two more rides on that. And to be fair, I was speaking to Nate on Instagram earlier, and he asked me how many I've done. And I was like, you know what? I'm a bit embarrassed because I've only done four. It's a poor start from me. Twice once and then twice again later on. So, I mean, the day is still young. Who knows? Um, so yeah, I plan to do two rides on Monsters because I was going to go meet Captain Cacao at 2 p.m. But I was a bit early, so I had time for a couple of Monsters rides. Never going to turn that down. Again, I hope you can hear me over the Celestial Park soundtrack in the background. But again, if you can't hear me and you can hear that, that's a win, I'd say. Um, so yeah, a couple of rides on Monsters, so good, insane. Insert all of the superlatives that I normally use, the same ones. I came back out at 2 p.m. First in line to meet the chocolate bear himself. What a guy! So I did go for a high five, but I don't know if he doesn't do that. He either doesn't do high fives or he just didn't like me. So not too sure. I think I did eventually hit his hand. Whether that was allowed or not, I don't know. But the pictures are really funny. You may have seen on my Instagram that I posted some of them. Some great pictures. Obviously, when it's a character like that, it's not a two-way conversation really. He didn't do too much, but he is the king, isn't he? So had a cool message on X saying you may as well go home now because it's not going to get any better than that. Life has peaked. So that was nice to finally meet Captain Cacao himself, the absolute legend, the mascot of Universal's Epic Universe. So yeah, I got some nice pictures with the chocolate bear, and after then, I think I went to Oakenstar Tavern. By the way, I've never been in Oakenstar Tavern. This is my first time. I wasn't going to eat, although I was tempted because it was like 3 p.m., so like mid-afternoon. And I'm quite regimented with my eating times. I'll have lunch and then dinner later on. However, I went in there, got some Bud Lights, and just sat down and listened to the live music. And the singers that they had on were absolutely brilliant. I love live music. That's why I love Tin Roof and I drive so much. Such a nice vibe just to get a beer, get a drink, get some food, and listen to some really nice live music. Um, there was two female singers on when I got there who were brilliant. I actually ended up waiting until their next performance as well. They were that good. Um, and they take requests as well. So any songs you want to hear, they usually can do. It's all gone quiet as the fountain's gone off. That was weird. The music's coming. You hear that? There's a performance. Maybe I'll leave this in. Enjoy the sounds of Universal's Epic Universe. really hope you could hear that because that was beautiful. But yeah, as I was saying, the two singers in Oakenstar Tavern, they ended up taking requests at the end. I think they always do that, but this is my first time, so I was just kind of understanding what happens. Of course, I had to suggest some Ella Langley, choosing Texas, which they did beautifully. It was so good. So that was nice to hear them perform that. I've just left her now. I must have been there for about 90 minutes, if not a bit more. Just enjoyed a couple of Bud Lights, simple as I do. Mr. Simple over here. But I enjoyed it. It was nice again. Get out of the sun and get a couple of drinks and just listen to that music. So I just left there and I have purchased the Celestial Park t shirt just from a little kiosk um, opposite Dark Universe. I actually got some Dark Universe pictures because there was a PhotoPass guy there outside, which there wasn't before. I've got my Frankenstein shirt on, and I thought the back looks really cool. So I got him to take a picture of my back facing the portal. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. So yeah, I purchased a Celestial Park shirt, really nice, kind of like navy blue. I think $30 as seems to be the standard. Got it sent to my room at Surfside because you don't need to carry it around. Get it sent to your hotel. It's so much easier. He did try and tempt me to do the 2 for 50 deal. So they have the Pizza Moon shirt, the Stardust Racers shirt, and the Plastered Owls shirt. But I'm not too enthused by any others. Obviously, I'd like a Stardust shirt, but the green's just it's a bit harsh, I think. Pizza Moon was nice, but I haven't been there, so I can't comment. And Plastered Owl was tempted, but who knows? By the end of this trip, I probably will end up purchasing. I'm having a bit of excuse my language, but a bit of a fuck it trip. Just it's one of those years where I'm just trying to not worry about too much stuff and just enjoy it and just enjoy it for what it is. And it's been so nice so far. I can't. Did I say earlier or not that I met April? I'm not sure if I did. So I met up with April, who's just before or just after I got on Stardust, before they were doing it. And I've spoke to April for a while on the page now. She actually works at Universal. She works for in City Walk in merchandising. But like I said, never met her before, but I knew she was here today, so it was really nice to catch up with her, albeit briefly. It was really nice, even though I was melting. And she had the fan. I could have done with that fan. But no, joking apart, it was so nice to catch up with her. And no doubt I'll see her again throughout the remainder of the 18 days as the screams go on for Stardust races. It's nice how the cloud cover's come over a little bit now, and it's not too hot. I still find it crazy how it's nearly 5 p.m. Again, it's different because I'm not rushing to do everything on one day, so I don't need to. But I haven't been in 2 of the portals. Obviously, we know about Super Nintendo World, but I haven't even been to Wizarding World Paris yet. I think that might have to be the next port of call. Or do I go back to Monsters again? These could become very repetitive. These live podcasts. I'm trying not to. Try and keep them as simple and just reactionary as I possibly can. But yeah, having a great day at Epic Universe. I love this park. It's definitely. I don't want to say it's challenging my favorite in studios, but it's definitely second. Sorry, Islands. Sorry, I know it's a lot of people's favorite, but my personal preference. And yeah, I'll catch up with you in a little while. Hello again. It is now the next morning since you last heard from me. Um, the night just got away with me at Epic Universe. Every time I go to Epic, I always feel like it gets to the final 1 to 2 hours, and it just like goes times 2 speed. I don't know why. Even though I've got 14 days there, I feel like I've got to cram everything in still. So I think the last time I spoke to you, I was just sat by the fountain, enjoying some relaxation time. Not too sure where to go next. But I did in fact go to Wizarding World Paris for the first time on this trip. I think battle was like 115, so it's a nice wander around there. I mean, the detailing is just incredible in that world. It's absolutely incredible. You could spend so long just checking out all of the detailing around the world. I still think it's a little bit underrated. Obviously, I know they've got the Sir Canoe and the attraction, so there's not too much to do. So I get that, but it is utterly stunning as a theme park world, theme park land. It is beautiful. So I had a wander around there, and I wasn't too sure what to do. So actually, I went live on TikTok for a little bit. So it was nice to speak to a few people on there.
especially Laura and Charlotte who tuned in, which was nice. Good fun. I had to wander around Isle of Burke again while on TikTok, which was nice. I went to Mead Hall, had a look around for the first time. I actually got in line for Hiccups again. I think it said it was a 20-minute wait, 25-minute wait, 20 or 25 minutes. So I was like, oh, I'll jump in, that sounds good. But as soon as I walked in, it was snaking a bit outside, so I thought, and bearing in mind the sun wasn't actually out, but it was still incredibly hot. So I decided to bail on that and did a quick drop on the shoulder and swiftly vacated that queue line, which I don't like to do, but I made a quick executive decision. And after that, where did I go after that? Yeah, after that, I still didn't go into Nintendo. I just wasn't feeling it, to be honest. Wasn't feeling it. I wasn't ready for it. I need to get myself warmed up to that level. And I think I went and had dinner at back in Oakenstar Tavern, which I spent a couple of hours in beforehand, in mid-afternoon. So because obviously people have said it's really nice in there food-wise, so I went in there and got the fried chicken sandwich. It came extremely quick, like so much, like it came that quick where you do start to think a little too quick. Like it came within like 3 minutes, so you do wonder if it was sitting there. And that kind of leads on to my next point, in which like it wasn't overly hot, like it was warm. I wouldn't say it was hot, but it was nice. I like the barbecue fries; they were nice. Although I do think for the price, the amount of fries you got wasn't the best. But maybe that's me being greedy. I don't know. And I got a beer in there as well. I can't remember what beer I got. It was a draft beer. It was Modelo, something like that. Modelo. I think that's it. Which was nice. And then actually April, shout out April again. She joined me in Oakenstar Tavern, or Plastered Owl, whichever one you want to call it. In that second part with the singers, and she just got a salad, so it was nice to catch up with her again. I then went off and got a ice cream cookie sandwich for my dessert and sat by the fountain again. So at this point, Monsters Unchained had probably been down for about 2 hours now, and I was essentially just waiting for it to open back up because I'd only done 4 rides on it throughout the day, which is just not enough, as you know. It was down for a while, which is unlike Monsters. I think I don't think it's always. I don't think it's down that much for that long anyway. So it's quite a prolonged period of time. So I was just waiting for it and hoping for it to reopen. Um, and it did eventually reopen, which was good. So as soon as I saw it reopened, I got up off the grass and did a brisk walk over to that universe, which was just behind me. To be fair, I was lingering. Sun is blinding me now as I sit in my room in Surfside. It was a bit grey and cloudy this morning, but the sun is breaking through the clouds, which you love to see it. So yeah, I went to Monsters. I think it said 30-minute wait. Crazy, unheard of. And actually, when I got in line, it was backed up. So single rider was closed. Actually, well, they said it was open, and then I went in the line, and then another team member said, "No, no, it's closed." So I had to go back through standby. And as soon as you walk into the manor and turn left, they were queuing down there, which I wasn't mad about. I was like, yes, it's finally getting the recognition and love that it deserves. I want it to be backed up. And then we go around the corner. They actually opened up the outdoor queue line, so I was buzzing for that as well. So I got to see that for the first time, which again, it was pretty cool. It was that busy, which was great to see. Really was great to see. So I got a glimpse into that, which was cool. But again, probably only waited 15, 20 minutes. But like I said, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. Um, so yeah, got a Monsters again. It was obviously it's been down for a while, so there was a couple of things down, like the first Eagle was still down, Final Drac was still not working. I see a Dark Universe bus go past right now as well. Timing. So yeah, and April actually waited for me to get off that ride. We were going to do some more rides to finish off the night. And at this point, we had so many options. So like all the wait times had come right down. So Minecat was like 25, 30 minutes. Stardust was still 10. I think Battle was down to like 30, 40 minutes maybe. Um, Hiccups was like 20, 25. I think Curse was like 25, 30. So we had options. I think at this point it was about 8, 8:20, 8:25. So we wanted to squeeze two more rides in before park closed at 9 p.m. And April is a fast walker, so she was speed walking. And bear in mind, I'd been there since 8 a.m. So I was getting very tired. I was going to say a little tired. I was getting very tired at this point, so I had to try and keep up with her. So we decided on hot footing it over to Stardust Races again for my fourth time of the day, which is again unbelievable. So we legged it over there and did Stardust. I think it was a 5 minute wait, which it was 5 or 10 minutes all day, which is crazy to say in June. Just to preface that won't be every day, no doubt, but Stardust has been running very smoothly of late. So we did Stardust, did green again. I did green 3 times and yellow once. So green was the one today. We got row 3, but yeah, it was a night ride, so very good, very good. Actually, my throat is still a bit hoarse from all the screaming, I think. Also, just to point that I was actually feeling a little bit sick because I'd rushed down my ice cream cookie sandwich not too long before. So speed walking over to Stardust Races and then going on that coaster with an ice cream cookie sandwich in my belly. Yeah, but I got through it. I wasn't sick, so that was a tick. But then we decided to go on Battle of the Ministry at 8:45 p.m. and it said 20-minute wait when we got over to Wizarding World Paris. It was a 10-minute wait, so virtually a walk on, which is crazy considering the wait times throughout the whole day. EPA will have been crazy. So shout out April for that. She played an absolute blinder because it was a walk on. You can't say any fairer than that. However, I was worried about again being sick because I was feeling it. But she found it very amusing, so I was just concentrating. By the way, that ride, I forgot how bumpy it is. Oh my god. I thought I was in trouble. I thought I was going to be sick. I won't lie to you. I will not lie to you. It was just, I don't remember it being that bumpy. Like it was just up and down. Up. I know the start bit especially, but throughout the whole thing, I just had to lock in and not hurl basically. So I couldn't fully enjoy it too much, but yeah, I got through it. The rumpant wasn't working, which is a bit sad. But by the way, the archives room, I forgot how unbelievable that room is. I mean, fair play. Like I'll give props where it's due. That room is incredible, absolutely incredible. But the ride itself, it's just not one of my favourites. And I think the majority would agree with that. And those faces at the end, I forgot how bad they are. They really are terrible. They really are terrible. But the queue line itself just is on another planet. The queue line is just something so special and will be special every single time and will never get old. Same with Forbidden Journey queue line and Gringotts queue line now. Like they're still not old. They're still special to me. So that was fun. And then I got hoodwinked into buying the Coke bottle kaleidoscope by April, which was interesting. It was interesting. At least I got to use a discount. I'll take that. Not much more to say on that. But yeah, I had a great evening at Epic Universe. Great full day. I actually bumped into Sam, who's buttering the beer on Instagram. I've spoke to Sam from the very start, nearly probably five years. Never actually met her. She's a team member at Universal. She works at the Untrainable Dragon at Epic Universe. And I actually bumped into her as we were walking out of Wizarding World Paris. So it was really nice to catch up with her for the first time, albeit briefly. But no, great day. So now it's day 3. Like I said, the sun is coming through the clouds, and it is later. It's currently 9:37 a.m. I know, no EPA for me. I've let the side down, but no, the first 2 days have been a little full on, so I have had a bit of a line. I say lying. I woke up at 7:30 still, so not really, and didn't go to sleep until I think it was like 2 a.m. So yeah, still tired. Legs are feeling it a bit this morning, so no real plans today. I think I might go to the parks. So I'm going to go sit by the pool for a little bit, but I won't last long there. So yes, I will check in with you a little bit later on.
Hello and welcome back to the University Speaking Podcast, live from Universal Studios, Florida. You probably hear the bells. I'm just sat waiting for the Mega Movie Parade. The first showing, I believe, is tonight. It's not returned yet, but it's coming back tonight for the very first time this year, so very excited about that. I've just picked up the fish and chips from opposite Mel's. $16.99. You don't get a whole lot, but I'm excited to try it. So when I came down earlier, I checked out the Legacy store for the first time. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as I think, because I've seen pictures and videos already. I kind of knew what to expect, but it was cool. And I met up with Danielle from the podcast, obviously herself, in Diagon Alley. She's on a break. So it was really nice to catch up with her for 15, 20 minutes. I then did Transformers. Oh no, before that I went to the Ragtime Gals, which I've not seen in a few years now. And they're so good, honestly. It's so worth taking 20 minutes out of your time. I watched that with April again, who I was with at Epic yesterday. We didn't ride Fallon. I haven't done this trip yet, so we didn't ride Fallon. We just watched the Ragtime Gals 20 minutes. It was just us for most of it. So we got a private showing. They were amazing, honestly, absolutely fantastic. And then I went to ride Transformers for the first time this trip. And you know what? No one speaks about that ride. It's not a bad ride. Yes, Spider-Man is so far clear and superior, but it's not a bad ride. It's such a long ride as well. It's what, 3.5 minutes, I'd say. No one speaks about it, but it is a very solid ride. So that was fun. I then went and did the Mummy, front row, single rider. Waited 2, 3 minutes. And what else have I done? Oh yeah, Universal Express now popped up on my phone. $15 to ride Transformers, or $20 to ride Minion Mayhem, which personally I'm not going to do. Um, and I'd be surprised if anyone does. But who knows? Will we see Hagrid introduced, and how much will the price point be for Hagrid? That's the big question. So we will see. So I'm going to eat these fish and chips now, enjoy the Mega Movie Parade, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Hello, I am back. It is, wow, that sun is extremely bright. I'm back from my room in Surfside, looking out at Dockside, with the sun absolutely blinding me, but it is absolutely glorious. So the last time I spoke, so yeah, it's the next morning now. It's now day 4. I left you yesterday just before seeing the Mega Movie Parade, while I was eating the fish and chips, which are pretty nice, to be fair. And I don't know, maybe is $16.99? Is that? I mean, I thought that was unreasonable, but I know it's in a theme park. Just the portion size was quite small. That didn't fill me up, so I had to have a second dinner. But when you're on vacation, why not? Why not? But they were good. They were good. 2 kind of small bits of fish, and then some chips, which were nicely salted. So it was nice little snack before the parade. I will try and make these a bit shorter because I don't want to keep rambling on for ages and bore you all to death. The Mega Movie Parade. Actually, before I get on to the Mega Movie Parade, just after I ate the fish and chips, I ended up catching up with some people that I've never met before. So first up was that solo Universal girl. Again, I was just sat on the curb waiting for the parade to start, and I get the old universally speaking. Still weird. I'm still not used to it. I'm like, yes, but here, obviously, I don't mind it, but I avoid it back home. I hide it back home completely to everyone else. So, yeah, it's a completely different world over here, and yeah, it's just a real experience. But it's obviously really nice and kind of flattering when people recognize you. I didn't have the hat on either. I didn't have the university speaking cap, so I don't know how I got recognised. Whether it was the burnt legs or just the British look, who knows? But yeah, so she recognised me, so it was nice to catch up with her for 15, 20 minutes. She actually drove down from Texas, which took her 16 hours. I mean, you Americans do love a drive. Like us back home in England, where a 2-hour drive is insane to us. But 16 hours, that is some commitment. But saying that, if I lived in Texas, I'd drive 16 hours to get to Universal as well. So it's nice to meet up with her first. And then B Mode Alex came up to me. What a guy. So he actually used snippets of my first ever reaction of riding Velocicoaster in one of his videos about Velocicoaster a couple months back. Again, he came up to me and said, University speaking? I was like, yes, that is me. What a guy. What a great guy. I mean, if you don't already subscribe to his YouTube channel, B Mode Alex, type it in. If you love theme parks and coasters, he's a coaster nut. But honestly, what a great guy. Does loads of photography and videography work. Definitely go follow his socials because he's legit. So yeah, great to meet up with him and have a little
5 to 10 minute chat. And then Duff Dad Universal came up to me while he was live on TikTok and said, "University speaking?" I was like, "Yes, that's me." Again, another great guy. He had Duff in hand, of course, as per the name. But yeah, another really, really nice guy. Everyone is so nice. Everyone is just so nice. I'm just taken aback by it all. Like it's currently 7:15. So not too bad. My legs, by the way, my legs and feet. It's day 4, and I'm in pain. I'm in pain. This is not good, chat. We've got another 15 days, 16 days, something like that. We've got many more days to come. But we go again. So yeah, great to meet up with Duff Dad Universal. Go follow his TikTok, his regular TikTok lives. Go follow him on Instagram as well. But I was sat with April just waiting for the parade beforehand, who I was with yesterday again, and it was just funny how they were one after the other. So like, M came up to me first, and then I just finished chatting to her, and then B Mode Alex came up to me, just finished chatting to him, and then I turned around, Duff Dad Universal was there. It was just like one after the other. So I'm just not used to it. I'm just not used to. I don't know, but yeah, I guess that's what happens when you put yourself out there as much as I do in this community anyway. But no, they're all so nice. So it's great to chat to them and just it's great to meet different people, and people you speak to online and see online loads, and then you meet them in person. It's just yeah, it's everyone is so nice. Everyone is so lovely, um, which just adds to the experience. It's added a new dimension to my trips now, completely, in the best possible way. And no doubt I'll meet many more people. Just before we move on from the meetups, fast forward into the end of my day when I got back to Surfside, I had to get a burger because I was still hungry. I won't lie. And then I saw Nate, who I speak to loads on Instagram. Again, another great guy. I met him on my last day last year. I was just leaving, and he was just coming in. So I had like 2 minutes with him. But just then last night, I had 15, 20 minutes chatting with him, and he was epic all day. And that guy, so he's like me. He like tallies all of his rides up. He's got like ride rankings. Like he's like me, and I love it. I love it. Like, so I think he did monsters 8 times, which puts my 4 currently to shame, or five currently to shame. Sorry. And then he did Stardust races 12 times, 6 times on 6 times on green, 6 times on yellow. That is just an unbelievable return. So yeah, great to catch up with him, and again, hopefully I'm going to see him on tomorrow again, back in the OG parks, legacy parks, which whatever you want to call them now. I think OG parks, me personally. Never going to be a North Campus, South Campus kind of guy. That sun is beautiful. Yes, it was great to catch up with him and talk all things epic and Universal. Absolute legend, absolute legend. So yeah, Mega Movie Parade, unbelievable. The best parade I've ever seen, hands down. It was the first night of the year, the showing. Obviously, they tried. It got put back from 2 weeks ago. They tried on Sunday, but weather derailed that. I think they tried another night this week as well, but it didn't materialize. But today it was back for the first time, and it was incredible. So I was stood just opposite Horror Makeup Show, basically near where they come out, so you can get both sides and get it going and coming back as well, so you see it all. Again, shout out April for the tip to stand there. She said it's going to be shaded, but it wasn't shaded. But it wasn't as hot as 2 p.m. So I'm a big fan of the 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is a lot better than 2 p.m. if you don't stand in the sun. Because last year there was a couple of times where I couldn't fully enjoy it because I was just melting. But this was really nice. So yeah, great spot by April. And yeah, so basically, because it was the first showing, all the team members were near the front where we were, and they were all the energy they were giving off. They were just screaming for all their fellow team members. The atmosphere was unbelievable. Like the energy was just so infectious. You couldn't not have the best time watching that. It was the best kind of 25, 30 minutes. And yeah, shout out to the team members because they really made it special. Like I said, was it because it was just the first night? Maybe so, but honestly, the all of the performers were just ridiculously good. There's only 2 floats missing. That was the very first Mega Movie Parade float, and also the Minions float. I do like that dancing minion. He's pretty funny. So, but yeah, only 2, so which is not bad at all. Not bad at all. But yeah, honestly, I had the best time ever watching that parade. It was so much fun. Honestly, you need to definitely go see it if you're going out there. It is just a phenomenal parade. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun. After then, April again persuaded me to go jump in the Hagrid's line. So IOA was closing at 8 p.m. last night because of a private event. I didn't even realise. Poor from me. So I was thinking Sensational or Hagrid's. So, but I got persuaded, just like the whole Kaleidoscope Coke bottle thing again by April, to hop foot it over to Hagrid's. Bearing in mind it was 7:45 at this point. I was in studios, so I had to get those legs moving, and quickly. Long story short, I made it in line with 1 minute to spare because there was some commotion with the lockers. I was flapping, but yeah, got in line. Said 60-minute wait. The express queue line was backed way, 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 way down. It was absolutely um, just flying back down the line. I couldn't believe how backed up the express line was, and the standby line was snaking outside. So I did think I may have made a bad decision. Again, long story short, I waited 50 minutes, so 10 minutes less than it was posted. So, you can't say fairer than that for a night ride as well. Just before I get into that, though, there was 2 couples behind me who were clearly enjoying their time at the parks with some alcoholic refreshments, the drink ride style, you could say. But yeah, they were hammered, and one guy went, "Who's Hagrid?" Terrible, really. But yeah, I ended up riding with them, which actually made the experience even more fun, to be honest, because they were loving it. The guy afterwards was like, "That shit was 20 out of 10. That was 20 out of 10." And you know what? He's not wrong. Night rides just are a completely different beast on Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. Honestly, I got row 5 and the bike. But yeah, night rides are insanely good. Insanely good. Just when I thought Monsters had claimed top spot, Hagrid goes, "You know what, have a dark ride and then decide." But yeah, we shall see. So that was really nice. So I think that was it for yesterday. I just came back and then um got some food, obviously bumped into Nate, and then somehow I ended up staying up till 1:30 again, doing various stuff. I had to sort out the trailer and the thumbnail for the episode that's released today, which is latest news with Cassie and Chase from Dueling Pat News. So here it is, day 4. Where am I going? Well, for the visuals, you may see that I'm wearing an Epic Universe shirt. I was going to do EPA again for IOA. Hagrid's has not been playing ball past 2 days at EPA, and also I did Hagrid's last night, so I didn't feel as much of a need. And I need to not forget that I've got Epic Universe, and I need to smash that. I've got 14 days there, where I've got more days at the OG park, so I'm going to go back to Epic Universe because my Monsters Unchained tally is just not it at the minute. I need to up my game fast. I'm hoping I'm going to go try and do the same again as last time. EPA Epic for Hiccup Swing Gliders. Now, I'm not expecting to get the same look as last time in Chain Ride Hiccups. But if I get another 2 rides on there back to back with no wait, that is a win for me. So very excited about that. And I'm gonna blitz Monsters because it deserves to be blitzed. It deserves to be ravaged. It deserves to be chain ridden. It deserves a lot of things. So very excited about that. I can see Epic Universe in the distance from my hotel room. Stardust is racing. It's testing. But yeah, as I aforementioned, it's day 4. My feet and my legs are not in a good way, and I've got this run, this Universal 5K on Saturday, 2 days time with Chase. I really wish it was on day 1. Anyway, that's enough from me for now. I'll hopefully try and remember to catch up with you sometime in Epic Universe. Peace out.
Hello and welcome back to day 4 of my trip to Universal Orlando. I am back at Epic Universe for my second time. I hope you can hear me over the beautiful score of Celestial Park. Could be the GOAT. What a morning I've had so far. What time is it? 11:30 still? It happened again on Hiccups, guys. It happened again. Gabriel was there again. My guy. And hooked me up. The nicest man ever. And again, he said, just go back round as many times as you like. But how many times is that, though? At what stage do you go? That's enough. Well, today it was four. Just the nicest man ever. To be fair, it wasn't just Gabriel. The whole crew at Hiccups Wing Gliders, like two other team members said to me, "Do you want to ride again?" And again, I know it's quite an EPA, but they still didn't need to do that. But obviously, Gabriel recognised me again. I don't know if he knew me from the page or was just being nice to a stranger. I don't know. Either way, it was amazing. Again, front row, back row, front row, back row. So good. The perfect start to my morning Epic Universe. You can't beat it. You can't beat mornings in Burke, chain riding, Hiccups Wing Gliders. That ride has gone up my rankings significantly because I again, Sam, I admit that I was wrong. I misjudged it last year. Maybe riding it more and more over and over again has made me see the light, but it's definitely a lot faster than I remember. It's a brilliant kind of intermediary coaster for kind of kids that are just starting to get into a thrill level. It's a great starter. It really is a fantastic starter. It is a mini Hagrid's. So after that, I went to Dragon Races Rally, first time this trip, because it was a walk on. And I'm not, well, say walk on. I don't think it's never going to be a full on walk on, is it, that ride? But it was like 5 minutes, so get it done now in EPA. And I like the airtime. I didn't manage to flip because I still have no idea. I was moving the levers as much as I could, but I wasn't even tilting at all. So, but I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest. People talk about Curse being short. Oh my word! Dragon Racers Rally. I think you go round 3, maybe 4 times max. It's over within 60 seconds. Curse feels longer than that, I think. So yeah, I did that anyway. It's an okay ride. Good views, nice breeze, but I won't be waiting long for it. No chance. After then, I headed out to Stardust Races, of course. Made my way around the portals on Stardust Races. It was a walk-on. Incredible. EPA is worth it. Just for, honestly, early park admission is so worth it. You need to get it. If you can do. Pretty sure not everyone can manage it, but it really is a godsend if you want to get stuff done and then re-ride it as well. Yeah, I did Stardust, walk on, yellow side, row 7. And I've been doing all green recently, so it was nice to get back on the yellow side. I can't really tell much difference between the two, to be honest. I know they say that green's more intense, but I'm not too. They're both intense. I personally can't tell too much of a difference because everyone else says that green is more intense. I'm like, my brain is telling me it's more intense, but I'm not actually sure it is. To be fair, I didn't feel 100% on it today. It was a little bit head rattly, but absolutely fine. Other than that, still enjoyed it. I have to duck at several points near the latter stage of the ride. I have to duck because I feel like my head is going to be decapitated. I don't know if anyone else that's tall feels that way, but honestly, every time I'm like, shit, it's gonna happen. I'm like scrunching my neck into my shoulders. But other than that, no, another great ride, and you can't argue with a walk on. After then, of course, I actually got some pictures from the photo pass guy. Really nice guy, stood out by Stardust and then by Helios, so I saw him twice. He taught me a new handshake, which is nice little moment. He got some pictures of me by Stardust and then by Helios. Nice guy. Of course, the next stop was Dark Universe. I thought I'd tick Curse of the Werewolf off the list. Walk on again, which, as you know, that ride can get pretty high, and it's not worth that long a wait. If you wait more than 25-30 minutes, you're going to be disappointed. So yeah, I got it done nice and early. Didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. I think it's one of those rides where if you do it on your own, you don't get much from it. It is one of those rides where if you ride it with your family, with friends, I think it's a completely different experience. I really do. Whereas on your own, it wasn't today, depending on who you're with in the vehicles, maybe. But today it was, yeah. And the spins get me a little bit, but if I went on it with people I know, I think that I'd enjoy it a lot more. For example, going out with Kenny. Imagine going out with Kenny, that would be hilarious. Hopefully, this trip, maybe. Who knows? Watch this space. So yeah, I got Curse done. Then obviously straight over to Monsters Unchained for back-to-back rides. I think it was like a 15-minute wait. you'd just love to see it. And single rider was closed, so forced me into the main queue, which I was not sad about because it gives me more time to appreciate the utter ridiculousness of that attraction. The queue line is an absolute joke. And for those that listened to our queue line draft episode a few weeks back, or months back, no idea what the schedule is going to look like at this point. Because it's currently day 4 of my 20-day trip, so we move. But yeah, I'm so pleased to get Monsters because people forget the queue line is just on another level. It really is. The detailing is just out of this world. Out of this world. That first reveal, that first area, it's just magnificent. I need some more adjectives. I need some more superlatives. I'm saying the same ones, but I don't know what else I can say. It is mind blowing. It really is. It really is. I did 2 rides on Monsters. So good. The first Ego was back working, which was really nice to see. Final Drac still not fully out, and the Hunchback was not swinging with the bell. So other than that, perfect again. And I will be going back there for more rides shortly. I've just had my lunch at Meteor Astro Pub. I absolutely love. I hope you can hear me or hear the music. Again, either way, it is pumping. It's the mini fountain show. So the mini fountain show is playing. Oh, what a day! So yeah, I've just had my early lunch at Meteor Astro Pub. I've got a Michelob, as always. Yeah, I got the Astro Pub burger. One of my absolute favourites. Such a good burger. Again, I'm a basic bitch, so someone else have it, it may be just average. But to me, I loved it. Yeah, had it at 11 a.m. because quieter. It came within 5 minutes. Enjoying a nice beer after doing 4 rides on Hiccups, 1 ride on Dragon Racers Rally, 1 ride on Stardust, 1 ride on Curse, 2 rides on Monsters Unchained, and it's only 11:30 a.m. And Nintendo's still rammed because Minecart's 150, Mario Kart's 120. Do I brave it? Not just yet. Oh, also, one more thing about the team members at Hiccups. Gabriel, who I mentioned before, gave me 4 express passes. He's like, oh, there's some express passes. Like, just doesn't need to do it, but I'll take it. Can't be used on Battle or Donkey Kong, which is a bit of a shame. So I think I'll try and use it on Mario Kart. Definitely for one of them. I'd love to get a sunset or night ride on Hiccups. And yeah, what else would you use it for? I'm not too sure because the wait times are pretty good elsewhere. Monsters, don't need it on that. I'm not going to use one on Curse. Um, Stardust is usually pretty low as well. Constellation Carousel, Fire Drill. Still need to do those 2. I'll do those. Right, I'm going to watch the fountain show. I'll be back later on. I'm going to enjoy my Michelob Ultra. Peace out.
Hello and welcome back to the University Speaking podcast. I think the last time I spoke to you was lunchtime yesterday at Epic Universe, so I need to do a quick recap of my afternoon there because I was just enjoying the park and enjoying some rides. So after lunch, I actually went and bought some merch. Well, I say I bought some merch, but quite a lot of merch for me anyway. Like I've said in previous episodes of this, having a bit of a fuck it trip. I'm just not saying no to a lot, which my bank account is not happy about. But yeah, so I bought the Igor Delightful Freak shirt. I bought the Plastered Owl shirt. They're just too nice to say no. I've already bought the Celestial Park one 2 days ago. What else did I get? I picked up a follower on Instagram wanted a holiday ornament of Epic Universe, so I picked one up for him because he was panicking about not being able to get one. So shout out Corey. I'll give that to him next week. 9:12 on my 5th day. The sun again is beaming down on my face here in my room in Surfside. So after I got some merch, I actually went to guest services to tell them about Gabriel and Hiccup's Wing Gliders and how much kind of magic they gave me again for the second time. So if you didn't know this, obviously you can do the UO fist bump on Twitter or X, which obviously is a real nice kind of recognition for team members if they do anything nice for you or just go above and beyond or however little or however small the thing is that they do. It goes a long way to helping them out for various different reasons. But after speaking to some team members, I wanted to go even further because because they went above and beyond for me. So I just feel like it won't take me long out of my day on my own, especially. I'm solo, so I'm just taking things as they come. So yeah, Danielle actually told me that if you go up to guest services and tell them in person kind of what they did and why they made your day special and tell them their name, it really helps them. It really does help them. So, and it took me, I was literally there for 2 minutes max, just explaining why. But they get various perks from it when they get so many points, etc. So if someone does anything nice, go up to guest services, tell them the name, tell them what they did. It'll help them out massively. So it's a nice thing to do. And why not return a favour if they were nice to you? You know, doesn't take long. So I did that. After then, I think I went back to the Plastered Owl again. Shock to get another drink. Big news. So on Tuesday when I went, it was Bud Light on draft, and they've changed it to Michelob Ultra now. Shocking news. So maybe my new personality this trip is Michelob Ultra, which I think I've said before. I don't think we get it in the UK. Well, I've not seen it. It's not a common one that you see around. So Bud Light is just tough to find in the parks, especially. So after now, I realised that this is really terrible to admit, but I'd completely forgotten about the two shows in Epic Universe. I was so fixated on rides and the portals themselves. I completely forgot that Sir Canoe and Untrainable Dragon existed, which I know I probably shouldn't be admitting that, but here we are. So thankfully, I think it was 1:20 at this point. So check the show times. There was one at 1:40, aka 2 p.m. So heading over to Sir Canoe. That was my choice. Because I was thinking if Untrainable's outside in that heat, I can't quite do that. I can't do that right now. So yeah, I went to Cirque. It was actually delayed a little bit. So 5 minutes after they let everyone in, so that was all fine. Amazing pre-show, amazing actual show. It really is a fantastic show. Yeah, the whole stage reveal. I mean, the big curtain at the end, the animatronics that they have, the scale of them, the performances. It's a really 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 good show. Not Born level, but it's still very well done. So that was enjoyable. Nice little 30 minutes out of sun. Then I got trapped in Wisdom Wheel Paris. And came out and there was some performance on the left hand side with like the band playing, and we couldn't get out. I say we again. It's just me. We as a collective of people, you couldn't move because everyone was stopped watching, and some people were trying to get past, but there was literally no space. So low key panicking, but managed to eventually get out there. And then I think it was it time for some more Monsters Unchained? Yes, it probably was. It was time for another Monsters Unchained marathon. I think I did it 4 or 5 times in a row. 4 times in a row. Because Single Ride was back open. It hasn't been open a lot this trip so far. Especially, I've only been there 2 days, but yeah, yesterday it was closed again for a little bit, but it was open again. So basically, it was a walk on every single time. I could ride it as much as I want. I could chain ride it as much as I want. And obviously, I did that. Again, it's in pretty good condition still. First Ego was back and working all day. It's fantastic to see. I think that's the first time I've seen it this trip or seen it actually working. So yeah, he was working all day. The Hunchback with the bell still not swinging. The final drac was still not coming fully out. Other than that, it was brilliant. So yeah, got my chain rides on Monsters. I think I ended the day on 7 rides on Monsters. Still doesn't feel like enough. Doesn't feel like enough. Actually, on my fourth and final ride in that little marathon stint, we ended up going off on the alternative exit, which is I think where they load disabled people onto the ride to make it kind of easier without the moving walkway. But yeah, we got taken around that way to exit, which was an experience, which is nice, something a bit different. So I just came off there, and again, another random piece of luck. This young guy. Bear in mind, I was eating my ice cream cookie sandwich at the time, so my hands were sticky, shall we say? But yeah, I was just walking out of that universe, and then this young guy just gave me one of his express passes because he was leaving. He was like, "Oh, I'm not going to use it." So at this point, I had like 5 to use, so I'm trying to use them. So I thought I'll use them for some different things now. So I thought I'll finally get Fire Drill ticked off my list because I've never done it before. I'll use Express. I think it was 40-minute wait, 50-minute wait, maybe 50 actually. So I asked the guy how long will Express be, and he said 5 minutes max. And as he said, I virtually walked to the front. Within 4 minutes, I was waiting at the load station to go on the ride. In 4 minutes, we board the boat. We sit down in the wet, and then it breaks down. So we have to get up off the wet seat and then back off the ride. And it went down for 25 minutes, which wasn't great. I was close to bailing. A lot of people left. I was close to bailing, but I just held on. And it's good job I did because it opened back up just when I was about to leave, basically. Um, so yeah, again, sat down in the wet, and at first I was a bit like, "Is this it?" Again, I know it's predominantly for kids, but I don't know. It didn't look and feel great to me. Again, I know it's kind of the vibe, so it's going to be that way inclined. However, the boat behind us, a kid soaked us. I'm sure he had a better gun. We were all saying, "How is he reaching this far?" But out of nowhere, he drenched us. And bearing in mind, I thought on this ride you didn't get that wet. Maybe you don't if kids don't start attacking you, but this kid out of nowhere just absolutely hammered us with his with his gun. Honestly, it was like it was almost Popeye's level of wet, which is crazy to say. He literally just absolutely drowned us, basically. And at first, I was a bit like, "You are taking the, you know what?" I was a little bit pissed off, but then I snapped out of it. And I was like, "You know what? It's a fun ride." Kind of everyone on the boat was laughing and kind of joking, and all sharing that same moment of this kid. I'm gonna like they were pointing to him and saying, "I'm gonna wait for you off this boat." There was no violence, don't worry, but it was just quite funny. And this little kid was a smirk on his face. So yeah, after the first initial, I'm soaking wet, everything is drenched, and I didn't realize that you could put your bag in a safe place because they didn't show us. So yeah, after that, it was quite funny. It was that kind of mutual moment which you share with random strangers, like you do on Popeyes. It was like a mini Popeyes where we were all laughing, being like, "This one kid." So it was quite fun in the end. I'm pleased I did it, but I was drenched, and turns out pockets don't zipped pockets don't keep out water. Believe it or not, my phone was wet, which wasn't good. I think my shorts are still wet now. To be fair. Um, After then, I decided to finally bite the bullet and go to Super Nintendo World. And I regretted it straight away. I'll be honest, I walked in and yeah, it's just as bad as I remember. It's just as bad as I remember. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but I don't feel like I am because I've had so many DMs on Instagram from people saying I'm exactly the same. It's just too overstimulating, and maybe that's comes with age and not having kids. I don't know, but as soon as I walked in, just the noises and the people everywhere congregated around the entrance to the portal. Yeah, it's a lot. It's too much for me. It's too much for me. But I wanted to use one of my expresses on Mario Kart. I've not done that yet, so I'm gonna go into Mario Kart. I think it was a 60-minute wait, maybe. Can't quite remember. Maybe 60 minutes. I thought it won't be too bad. Get down the line, get quite far, and then it breaks down. So twice I use Express, twice the rides break down. I'm like, Express is the bad luck. Like I've been having good luck until I've been given Express, and Express just makes things bad luck. Um, so I waited 15 minutes maybe. Then the secondary announcement of we're in extended delay. So I thought, fuck this. Bearing in mind, it's a cold queue. I was wet as it was. So I thought, I'll come back another day and try again. So no Mario Kart action, and then I swiftly vacated that world. Did not last long. So I thought I'll use one on Stardust Races to finish my day off at Epic, even though it was a complete waste of time. It was a 15-minute wait, and Express on that ride is pointless unless it's a really long wait because you just go to the same locker area anyway, and then you're all congregating in that one main queue line. So it's a bit of a con, the Express for Stardust, because unless it's a long wait, I don't like that locker area and the queue. It's not the best, but I use it anyway. To be fair, it would have been quicker to do standby, I think, because people were congregating and waiting to scan in for the Express, whereas there was no line for regular standby. But I was just trying to get rid of them at this point. And I know you can change the dates um, to suit whichever day you want. Usually, guest services for the Expresses, but I just wanted to get rid of one. So I used it. I did Stardust twice yesterday, and both times I did yellow. Um, Getting that side back up again. I don't know which side I prefer. Still not sure, but it was a really good ride. Like again, especially when you're especially when you're a single rider, riding with certain people and certain families and certain groups really do improve the experience. I think, like I said in this previous podcast, Curse of the Werewolf. If I do that with friends and family, completely different. On your own, not so much. But I did Stardust with a family, and like they were screaming the whole way around, and it just makes it so. It was an insanely good ride on Stardust. I think I got row two, yeah, which is nice. But yeah, it's just mental how certain people can really heighten your experience of an attraction. Like I said, especially when you're on your own as well, it really does make it. So that was a lot of fun. I think I might prefer Greenside. Think I might prefer Greenside. Not too sure. Not too sure. But then I headed out. I think it was left at about 6:30. So and it was still a pretty long day. There's no need to do full park days. Yeah, I left it there. And another great day at Epic Universe. So yeah, I left a little bit early. Um, Mainly because I was going to go see Danielle perform her stand-up comedy. Thought I'd go and support her down near kind of downtown area. So I did that. Hence why I left the park a little bit early. But legs and feet, not in a good way. The run is tomorrow. T minus 22 hours. I'm very scared. But yeah, plan for day 5. I'm going to actually meet up with Chase from Dublin Park News today. It'll be nice. Great to see him again. Also going to meet a couple of other people from Instagram. And the park's closed a little earlier today due to the Orlando Informer event. They both close, well, Studios and Islands close at 7 p.m. So I think I'm going to relax for a little bit and then head down maybe lunchtime. So now I've got still 7 hours. I mean, 7 hours is long enough, isn't it? 7 hours is long enough. So yeah, head down a bit later on and catch up with some people. So I'll see you down there.